Hello guys, this is Pat from Pat back at it again, and today I'm here to show you the deck list that I used to reach Dlv Max, and I'm so freaking satisfied to show you this. Technically it is an updated version, as you may have seen from the thumbnail, of the old NEOS Cavalry, but this is a lot stronger. There are some crazy combos in it, and you know guys, it is just so good. I used actually this is of course the ultimate version that I changed a little bit from Dlv 18 to Dlv Max, because until Dlv 18 I used actually a version that was a little bit weaker, but then I realized I could do so much more. But I'm gonna explain all to you in the decklist breakdown. Actually, before jumping right into it guys, just a quick reminder: if you enjoy the content, please leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it really helps me a lot. So let's actually begin showing you that I made it to Dlv Max, as you can see right here. These are the last duels, as you can see right there. And so you already saw the deck list right here, but let's actually go in deep. So first thing first, the first change was the skill. So I decided to go from Wounded Hero to Neospace. Really easy, nothing special, you just begin the duel with Neospace on the field. Why did I make this change? Because there is essentially a change in the playstyle, as you can see right there. I'm using of course the Neos Fusion, I'm using of course the Axial Fusion, but I decided to include the Neospatian Grand Mode. So as I play this, and of course I play Grand Neos, having the Neospace on the field can be really nice to keep this boy on the field, and not actually to forget about it. The point is that I faced so many decks like Galaxy Eyes or Magnite as well, that had, or Blue Eyes for example, that had such huge monsters with high attack points that I actually felt the need to have those 500 boost on my Neos, actually my Brave Neos and Grand Neos. That was the reason. And also actually because it's true that with Wounded Hero I can actually play an Elemental Hero from my deck, but most of the times it simply was not enough, because unless you have this little guy ready in your hand, you literally cannot do that much, because we only play fusions, so that's the thing. And then for the rest, we have the Triple Blazeman, has the old version of course, we have Double Poly of course, Double Necrofusion, and here comes the Spice. Actually we have the Back and Seaver as well, and the Double Neos, and here comes the Spice. I decided to play the Liquid Soldier, just one copy, that's why we play only one Brave Neos, and the Miracle Fusion. So yes, you know of course the package I'm talking about, Sunrise. So just it is just such a good package that can let you draw a couple of cards with Liquid Soldier, and let you have basically a couple of Sunrise on the field just out of nowhere, because if you summon the first one, of course he's gonna let you add the Miracle Fusion, and you can summon the second one, and it can actually steal games out of nowhere. You just have your double fusion and you're good to go, because of course with two Sunrise you are insured with a pop on the field, right? And only one Liquid Soldier without playing Stratus is not that bad, and if you play the deck, you'll see by yourself. Why? Because we have so many ways to send the Liquid Soldier to the graveyard. We have basically 6. We have Triple Neos Fusion, you can send to summon the Brave Neos, you can send the Liquid Soldier, or the same placement. If you have the Poly in your hand, or maybe even if you don't, you can just use its second effect and send the Liquid Soldier from your deck to the graveyard, and you're good to go, and there you go, you have a Liquid Soldier. Of course, we have the double dog cavalry, and to be honest with you, as you actually will see in the first replays before DLV 18, I didn't have the Sunrise package, so I was actually playing without the Miracle Fusion, without the Liquid Soja, and I basically was playing another Necrofusion, and if I'm not wrong, another NEOS, or maybe the King of the Swamp. That was the previous version, but then I just actually realized that Dark Cavalry alone is not enough anymore, because it's true it can protect you from everything that targets, but nowadays there are so many decks that can play around the targeting stuff that, you know, it's simply not enough, and that's why the Sunrise package was needed. Of course, the Grand NEOS is just that spice that most of the times your opponent does not expect, because it is just so easy to bring him out just with the NEOS Fusion, and this effect is just insane. And keep in mind that it's a 3k with the NEOS base, just too good not to, of course, keep into the extra deck. And the best at last, I'm talking about the guy that actually is the true anti-meta combined with Dark Cavalry. I'm talking about Millenniumized Restrict. This guy, it's huge. It is just so good against Salomon Great as well, because the point is that it negates the effect and it does not let the card be sent to the graveyard. You actually steal it and you put it in your spell and trap zones. Also, not to mention, you can just steal stuff from your graveyard as well, because you can activate its effect when your opponent activates a monster effect, but you're not forced to target that monster's effect, actually the monster that activates its effect. You can simply target another card, as you will see in the replays. This guy literally steals game, because of course your opponent is forced to play around it, and keep in mind that this thing can be activated once per turn, and is not even a hard once per turn. This means that if you manage to summon a couple of them, and it's pretty easy, basically if you have a Necrofusion, you can activate both of their effects in the same turn, so it's 2 negation. Really insane. Guys, this deck is really nice to play. I'm gonna be honest, it took some time, especially because I had to repeat the last duel to reach Dlv Max. I actually made it to the last duel 3 times, and the 3rd time I actually managed to win and reach Dlv Max. But the other 2, both the duel, I began with the 2 NEOS in my hand, and one of them even with Back and Save in my hand. And you can understand how actually hard that was, how painful it was to begin the duel with NEOS in the most crucial and important duels. It happens, that's of course the price of playing a deck with NEOS Fusion, we know that, but guys, this deck is really insane. If you love heroes and if you love Dark Cavalry, definitely go into it. And again guys, do not ask me if you can play the deck without Millenniumized Restrict, because he loses so much. Millenniumized Restrict is such a key card in this deck. You could try to play this with only 1 Dark Cavalry, but not with 1 Ice Restrict. That's my opinion about it. And really last thing in the decklist breakdown, sorry if it took too long, but I had to mention Super Poly. So the Super Poly is just an insane play. Not really because of, you know, the hero stuff, but just because you can simply end your first turn by setting a Hex Sealed Fusion, of course set, and the Super Poly. And what happens is that as soon as your opponent summons a monster, any monster's effect, of course, any monster that has an effect, of course, you can actually activate Super Poly and use your Hex-Sealed Fusion to summon your Millenniumized Restrict, because the other monster is just an effect monster, so it can be an Exceeds, it can be a Link monster, it can be anything you want, as long as it has an effect. While instead, if that monster is a level 4 or lower, you can also summon a Brave NEOS, because of course the Hex-Sealed Fusion counts as elemental hero NEOS, and the monster that your opponent controls can be the level 4 or lower. So keep in mind that. Some crazy stuff right there, guys. I hope you like this, and I did not take the count, honestly. I have a lot of DLV, actually, of rank up duels, and again guys, don't be surprised, the first duel are with the previous version, and again, the previous version did not contain the Sunrise package, so don't actually be surprised if you see King of the Swamp in it. I actually was playing it, but this is the final version and the best one. That was all for the explanation, guys. We can jump right into the replays. Here we go, my boys. First replay against Arcana. Let's see what we have. It's us to go first. This was not a rank up duel, though. I think I just saved it because it was nice. So Blazement to begin with, NEOS Fusion. As you can see right there, as I told you during the deck list breakdown, I was playing King of the Swamp. So I set the play, basically I set the graveyard for a Necrofusion play to summon, of course, the Dark Cavalry. So I've got Necrofusion, there you go to begin with. Dark Cavalry is here so that I can stop everything that targets, and at this point this was a Salomon Great deck. As you can see, it's gonna go with the full stuff, but the point is very simple. They only have to go through your boards. They have the Leo's effect that targets, and he only has 2300 attack, nothing more to do, and also they can rely on Xyz, but the Xyz they use is always something that targets, like the Malevolent Sin or the Dark Rebellion. So, you know, they really can't do nothing if they can't get rid of the Dark Cavalry. That's why I went straight away with the Dark Cavalry play against Salomon Great. It's gonna go with this full stuff. What they can do though is actually to trick me and make me activate the effect of negation of Dark Cavalry while they have the Salomon Great Roar. And so to negate that and to pop my Dark Cavalry. But as you can see right there, with that you can't really do nothing. I just attacked at this point, and I made the mistake because I attacked first with Brave NEOS. I should have attacked with Brave NEOS second, so that I would have triggered the effect and add a NEOS Fusion to my hand. Luckily, I have a Necrofusion on the field already. He's got the Duellinks summon again, as you can see, and then Mirror's effect to summon, to Spirit Summon itself. And at this point, guys, I was already actually, you know, I couldn't do anything. Actually, no, I couldn't do nothing. But then, as soon as he summoned the Flame Administrator, he just surrendered. So this was a rank up. I don't know, it didn't show up in at the beginning of the duel, but as you can see from the sparkling imagine right here, it was definitely a rank up duel. So guys, as you can see, Salomon Great against Dark Cavalry can't do that much. That's how you do it. There you go. Second duel, my boys, against Yami Yugi. At this point, I'm not sure. This should be a rank up duel as well. We're gonna see at the end. So we have double set and Necro Valley. That is a bad thing to see. So luckily for us, we have the King of the Swamp to have the Poly. Then I went with the NEOS Fusion play to go straight into the Brave NEOS. Unfortunately, the problem with this deck actually is that we do not have anything to pop backwards. That's the truth. We do not play Stratus, and that can be actually a weak point of the deck. But I mean, it does. I mean, you know, Necro Valley is not the big issue. I mean, it's not that common, right? So we actually managed to grab the blade, to draw the Blazement. So at this point we can just go straight away into Dark Cavalry. He's got the Necro Valley Temple, but that is not an issue. We can just go with the second Brave NEOS, because in the previous version I was not playing Grand Mole. I was playing just two Brave NEOS, as you can see right there. Enemy controller, negate, I don't care. Enemy controller, again, negate, I don't care. So at this point, when you have those type of back rows that targets with Dark Cavalry, you're just chilling. And yes, right here, Jaden is sparkling, so definitely was a rank up duel. There you go. This was the third. I think I'm gonna lose the count so many times right there. So it's another rank up duel for sure at this point. I have King of the Swamp to begin with, but nothing more than that. So I can just go into NEOS Fusion, but this time I can send the Back and Saver because I already have something that can be treated as a substitute material. I have the Necrofusion, so my play is set for a Dark Cavalry play, right? So he's got the Silence to begin with. Of course, nothing better than that, because we can just chain the Cyclone, but you know what, I decided to go into a Millenniumize Restrict. Actually, I was afraid of the trains, because the train can be so big, actually, and they can become they can become bigger than Dark Cavalry so easily that actually, you know, there's no point in summoning the Dark Cavalry rather than the Millenniumize Restrict that can prevent your opponent from special summoning the big trains. He went with the Dragon Ravine, though that wasn't expected to be honest, and it is actually a Dragunity deck. So he went with the Xanatus, but you know what? Restrict can just chain, steal the Xanatus, and he can't do nothing. He just scooped to my Millenniumized Restrict. That's how you do it, rank up, there you go. Fourth duel, my boys, against Joy Wheeler from the SOD World. This is a Red Ice Fusion. So I saw every deck basically until Dlv 18. Then from Dlv 18 to 20, I saw most of all Mech Knights and what else? Of course, Salomon Great. And is there something else? I don't think so. So of course, all the stuff, as you can see right there, with the Red Ice Fusion, the Slash Dragon, and a sad monster, I began with the Blaze Madness effect to add the Polymerization, and then of course straight away into Dark Cavalry. Then I can just set the Necro Fusion, I'm chilling, I can just attack the set monster, inflict some damage. Now the issue is that he has, my Dark Cavalry had less attack points. He actually just solved the issue by playing the Mystical Space Typhoon, and also I can chain my Necro Fusion, and guess who's coming from the graveyard is Millenniumized Restrict, because at this point if he tries to attack and actually activate the effect of Red Ice Slash Dragon to boost himself up, I'm gonna negate that. So what happens is that he's gonna try to boost, restrict, and negate, but instead of targeting the Slash Dragon actually to and basically trigger its effect to negate me, okay, that will have resulted into a crash with two monsters with the same attack. What I did was to steal the monster from the graveyard that he decided to target. So in that way I actually avoided the negation effect of Slash Dragon, and moreover, I actually added a spell trap card on the field, thus making the Dark Cavalry bigger just by 100 more than Red Ice Slash Dragon. That is what you call big brain play. So at this point, it's got the effect of Slash Dragon to summon the Black Metal Dragon, but that is actually an issue because this guy on the field is so little, and I can just, you know, finish him with piercing damage, so there's nothing more you could do, and that's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Rank up. Here we go, my boys. This was another rank up duel against Jaden. Let's see what we have. It's him to go first, and he began with Salomon Great Circle. So guess what? We're playing again against Salomon Great. He's got the Salomon Great Foxy to begin with, so we know that he plays Warning Point, and that is actually a problematic staple to actually to face with Dark Cavalry, because this card does not target basically, so it can't be negated. He's got the Duellinks, so we can just peel things up right here because we already know all the Salomon Great stuff. So Foul, Gazelle, I mean it has become pretty annoying. And for the guys that asked me when I would have done a Salomon Great card, I basically have nausea of this, so I can't really play them unless they're gonna be hits and maybe try something spicy. But now I just don't have the strength, nor the will to play this thing that I see everywhere. So sorry for the little break. As you can see right there, he handed the turn with a couple of set cards, and he has basically the Sunlight Wolf. So I just went with Placement to grab my Polymerization. We already have the substitute material, so this means that Dark Cavalry is here and is ready. So Necrofusion set, we can just attack, and I decided to go for the Gazelle just because I knew that if I attacked the Sunlight Wolf, he would have protected him. So you know, just better just to try to pop that. So it's got the Sunlight Wolf's effect to recycle the Salomon Great Circle, the Jack Jaguar that comes from the graveyard with its own effect to be special summoned, then the effect of Sunlight Wolf to grab the Foul back from the graveyard, the Circle to grab the Gazelle again, and then it's got the Gazelle's effect to send the Roar to the graveyard. And there you go, he's got Italio ready to rock. He used the effect, but Dark Cavalry can just say no. Enemy Controller on Dark Cavalry again negated, but he's got Guess what? Second enemy controller, 2 in a row, so this was the third targeting effect, but I didn't have another card to discard, so that was a problem. I don't think so, because he thought he had the win at this point with my own monster, the tie that binds. He went for lethal, back on server says no, and without even showing up my necrofusion that was ready, is cooped. So that's how you do it, my boys. Rank up glowing. There you go. Guess what, my boys? Sal Burner, and guess what are we playing against? It's us to go first though, and we do not have a good hand to begin with, because unfortunately we have the Axial Fusion, 2 polys but no warriors, so we just have to rely on our Brave NEOS and the NEOS Fusion. Why did I play Brave NEOS in defense position? Because if he goes straight away into hit Leo and he changes my attack, the problem is that if this is in attack position and he changes my attack to 500, if he targets the Duellinks, he can attack my Brave NEOS with every monster, but instead if I keep him in defense position, he will be able to go over my Brave NEOS only with hit Leo, even if he uses the effect, and I'm still chilling actually, because I can save my Brave NEOS both with NEOS Fusion or with Back and Saver, keep in mind that. So it's got the enemy controller though to steal my Brave NEOS. That wasn't expected. Gazelle's effect, and it's gonna go, let's see if he's gonna try to go for lethal. So it's got the Jack Jaguar's effect to be special summon, the Sunlight Wolf, Sanctuary, and he just decided to go all in, but my Back and Saver says no thank you. At this point I was playing Wounded Era, as I told you guys, so Polymerization into Millennium Eyes Restrict, and this was the biggest play, the biggest brain play, that actually the biggest brain trap that he fell into, because I summoned Millennium Eyes Restrict in attack position into the zone that the wolf points to, because I wanted him to activate its effect so that I could steal it. So he fell into the trap, Sunlight was the effect, and there you go, I steal it, and stealing I have enough attack points to go for lethal. That is what big brain plays, actually big brain traps, looks like. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Here we go, my boys. We have both Dlv 18, as you might have seen. So let's see if this was a rank up or not. I'm not sure. We have these and other 2 duels left. So it's Shark Rising. To be honest, I didn't see that many Shark deck into this KC Cup. Who knows if in the second stage we're gonna see more. There was a little bit of hype with this card and the mini box. I was not sure about that, to be honest, but I mean, anyway, it didn't find actually the place that I thought it would have found. So I've got as you can see right there, the Polymerization to begin with the Blazement, of course, but I didn't go into Dark Cavalry because, of course, we want to stop his Xyz summon, and we can do it with the Millennium Eyes Restrict, not with the Dark Cavalry. Then I went with NEOS Fusion, sending the Back and Saver to have an additional, actually, saveness, an additional save, and we have also NEOS Fusion. As you can see right there, we have switched to the last version, the official version, the ultimate version with Miracle Fusion and NEOS Space. So, because we are in Dlv 18, as you can see right there. Unfortunately, it's got, as you can see right there, it's got the Flame Kaiju to get rid of my Millennium Eyes Restrict. That was a problem. It's got the Lantern Shark to summon the Battle Shark that summons a Silent Angler. That is a big issue. Then Shark Drake to go directly into the guy, but then I don't know what he did, to be honest. He just attacked my Brave NEOS. Wait, what? And he skipped. This was the rank up duel to Dlv 19, as you can see right there. That was pretty strange, but I had the Back on Saver anyway to save myself. And next turn, of course, Sunrise was ready to rise, and I even had a NEOS Fusion for my Grand NEOS. There you go. Here we go, my boys, interrupting a 5-win streak. This was not a rank up duel, but this was such an interesting match because we're playing against Infernoid. So a lot of you might be scared actually can be scared by these guys, but you can see I'm gonna show you how Millenniumized Restrict can handle those guys so easily. He's got the Decathlon to begin with, so now the Decathlon has the effect of the Cavalry, and this means that it can negate a monster's effect when it's activated. So we have Polymerization to begin with, so you can actually see why I didn't summon the Blazement first, because of course you can just negate that. So first thing first, you wanna go with the Millenniumized Restrict, then you wanna summon the Blazement, activate its effect. Of course it uses Decathlon's effect, tribute itself to negate the monster's effect, and now we're left with a choice. Do we steal the Decathlon and keep Blazement, but next turn of course the Iris Restrict is gonna be vulnerable for his low attack points, or do we steal the Deviate, thus avoiding him to be able to special summon him from the graveyard? And I made my choice. Restrict to target the Deviate so that I have 2900 attack points. Also, I have my Necrofusion, so I'm chilling, because here comes the spice. He started with the Harmadic. Now the Harmadic can actually pop my monster. He activates the effect, toggle on, you use Millenniumized Restrict effect to negate that and to boost up to 4500, and then we toggle on. The game asks you, do you want to activate something? Yes, Necrofusion, second Millenniumized Restrict is here so that I have another negation, because this is not a hard once per turn. He just did nothing, he can't do nothing, I just went for a little. That's how you do it, my boys. Double Millenniumized Restrict to handle anything. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Here we go, my boys. Last but not least, this was the duel that it took me to Dlv Max. So first thing first, actually was a nice thing. I actually faced this guy even in the previous duel and I managed to beat him. So this was actually 2 against the same guy, and so he knew actually was about to rank up, but it was a nice duel. So we have, as you can see right there, not a perfect hand. I just set the Axial Fusion just in case I can, if next turn I manage to protect it, I can summon my Liquid Soldier and be able to special summon a Dark Cavalry with the effect of Axial Fusion, plus filling the graveyard for my Necrofusion. So I went, of course, sending the Beacon Saver to have an extra protection. There you go. Brave NEOS is here. Necrofusion is ready. He's got the Karma cut out to begin with, and the Mystical Space Typhoon to get rid of my Necrofusion. So nothing more. And he's got a sad monster, but it comes the spice. I just summoned the Liquid Soldier, use the effect of Axial Fusion to fusion summon without poly, then NEOS Fusion to summon the Grand NEOS, get rid of the sad monster, set my Necrofusion, but there's nothing he can do. I can just attack at this point and go for a lethal, and even if he had the Nan Trap, next turn I have Necrofusion ready to summon a Millenniumized Restrict, so you know how good this deck can be. There you go. This was of course the last duel of my of my climb to Dlv Max. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed this updated NEOS Cavalry deck. I know some of you, actually a lot of you, asked for an updated version of it. There you go, updated with Sunrise and Liquid Soldier. So I hope you're happy with this. I was really satisfied while playing this. Now I'm gonna focus on for the rest of the week. You're gonna see. I hope I will be able to bring the other engineer stuff, the Battle Wasp as well, and I can't remember. There is also some other thing that I should do. But also, actually, guys, I'm gonna be honest. So I'm gonna try to understand what is gonna be the best deck for the second stage. Because maybe I would be able to give it a try and play a little bit more than the usual 50 duels that I always manage to play when it comes to the second stage. So I hope I will be a little bit more lucky with that. Guys, that was all for today's videos. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.